wobɛsesa wo nsa no kakra anaa wokɔgye sika bi a wobɛhwɛ sɛ saa sika no nea wode bɛyɛ no in terms of program a wode bɛyɛ no mfasoɔ bɛba ho a ɛbɛtumi ɛno a atua ne ho ka, because the issue a yɛwɔ wɔ kurom ha no sɛ loans no yɛgye a yɛnhwɛ sɛ loan na kasakasa no adwuma a wɔbɛba abɛdi no saa adwuma no de mfasoɔ bɛba ama saa mfasoɔ no yɛati mu bi ɛde atua ka. But most of the loans no yɛde ba say the kwa yɛde bɛyɛ no nti te sɛ covid nneɛma yi a yɛde abɛyɛ emergency whatever yɛde ba abɛyɛ no sɛ nyɛ sɛ we will demand dollars to import those same items then we will have to print more currency to be issued for the execution of nea ɛba abɛyɛ no, and that gives us more in terms of supply of money in the system, and non heightened inflation. Heightened inflation, inflation, rise a cost no so no. Better dabi beba say sa loan no yensan service loan no na yensan tuane principal no na sa da no do a the pressure abetu sa currency na dodo na odi ahye adwanom no na afedie beba ne say odi ubesisa cedis bebre de akosisa dollar kitwe bi na eno na edi pressure abatu yeso ene a ye debt exchange program yi ayɛ no na ye debt exchange program a ye gu so ayɛ no ensi ni pɛ na ye sa biom na nya ye no dodo na me hu no sɛ mfaso papa bia emba ho ɛna finance ministry no so a ɔdi anim ɔkɔgye saa sika no so no ontumi nkyerɛ mfaso a bɛba ho ɛna sɛ ye di $710 million yi share your current sustainability analysis no more, how we look like going forward. Yemfa and share musa. Now these facilities are will not be part of our debt restructure, which means say yen see any space no crano. We found a need to go out there and continue borrowing. In any case, the indication is say this government is prepared to borrow more, even where we find ourselves, because your budget in kwano say sika yebenya any sika yebese no sika yebese no chen yebenya no by about 61 billion, and as sika no we have not been able to finance it. Amortization, if we do not reschedule and now say a debt exchange program and CPR, we are looking at some 23 billion say in terms of debt amortization. At the same time, no, we were about 58 billion to service in terms of interest. About 14 billion. And no CPR, and so we found a need to borrow. I thought, say, yes, although your program no say we could have wait on it and make sure say we have actually created the space needed for us to go ahead and borrow further. It's not what politicians are saying. I don't believe say yes, politics will decide the flow of capital, but politics cannot decide some of these things, and most of it politics cannot decide. At the end of say nukrene da ho na waka if you say no be can say the program will not be successful. IMF will not come and sustain an unsustainable economy. And no dear embassy IMF on here. It is not part of its mandate. Say obeyesa. Omunso no omumra sure mo say ma omunye sa. And to say omudi omusika beba be so omudi. Now say you have to return to sustainable levels. And sana omudi omuwa be shem. Na sisiano one, your debt restructuring on the local markets no are failing. Yes. We seeked to restructure about 134 billion. We ended up targeting 94 and subsequently got around 82 billion debt restructure, which means that we got like 60% of what we are looking for. So, and that means on the local front, we have failed in terms of the debt exchange program. Now, Sisiano, where we would have to look at is the 2030 Eurobond that needed to be restructured as part of the debt exchange program. And no, and I know no mugusu say omo. Now, even with that, you need the IMF to guarantee us say over 500 million. And no, it is not programmed. It's part of say sustainable. Yes, so no, we needed to raise as a country another quarter of a billion as a country, which means what the IMF is telling you invariably, and say you still have to raise more taxes internally. This is a government that wants to satisfy whatever the IMF or the World Bank is suggesting and proposing to them. And yet, say, bino or not dream, and now or a certain orientation or feel say, orientation no better me abuaye, or the no one share baby or no or near no or the bekasa. Yes, I must say, ya, and say, ongusu na onka. Now, the sources of this DDEP largely depends on, say, China and the Paris Club would come in and accept some form of restructuring. And also, because of the world politics, there is a bit of a power play. Say, you cannot decide for China. The Paris Club or the IMF cannot decide for the Chinese. And the Chinese, they are the single largest debt holders in Ghana. And also, a political issue mixed with finance issue. The tax is not there. Even what we have put out now to raise about 4 billion, it will fail. That is where and why we should speak truth to ourselves and have very honest conversations as we are doing. They say almost this year check as of 2020 before COVID and what we presented. Your presentee